everyone. Thanks for joining me this evening. My name is Meredith and I'm teaching from home. This is homegrown yoga from home. And tonight's class is actually for a special cause. We're practicing tonight for Make-A-Wish, the Greater Pittsburgh and Greater Pennsylvania and West Virginia region. And it's just part of their Moving with Make-A-Wish campaign. And it's just an effort to continue to raise money for all of those kids that still need to have their wishes granted during this wild time that we're all living through. So no need to donate. You're welcome to. You don't have to. There's no obligation whatsoever. But if you get a moment after a class or any time, really just go ahead and donate through their Facebook page, which you can also find right now in my Instagram bio as well. I also wanted to mention that I made a playlist for tonight's class. If you would like to check that out and put it on while you practice, you're welcome to put on any type of music. You don't have to put on any music at all, but I would recommend it. It's just another way to sort of center yourself and focus during practice. You can put on anything that soothes you, or you can go to Spotify. You can find me over there as Meredith Wolf as well. And I put up a playlist today titled May 2020 if you want to turn that on while we practice. Other than that, just make yourself comfortable. Find your yoga mat or a towel or a rug, anywhere flat that you can get some grip to practice. Maybe keep a pillow or a block, something handy to tuck under you for support through some of these poses. And other than that, we can get started. I will mention that at any time you may see pets wandering across the screen. Make no promises one way or the other, but just want to warn everyone in case that might happen. I can't keep them out entirely. But other than that, we will get started. We're going to start here in a comfortable cross-legged seat. If you would like to come into a child's pose or really any other way to center yourself that you'd like on the mat, please feel free to do so. I'm actually going to grab this bolster pillow that I have handy here. Just sit on while we take a few moments to come into the practice. This is just an hour of Vinyasa, all levels yoga. You can feel free to make it nice and casual, draw kids in for some fun if they're hanging around, or feel free to kick them out entirely, whatever you need this evening. So finding that even seat, making yourself comfortable, maybe turning on that music, you can go ahead and close down the eyes and bring the palms to rest face down on the knees. Maybe take a few moments to inhale the shoulders towards the ears, and then exhale to let them roll down the back. Feel free to repeat that, breathing in and exhale as many times as you need to really settle the spine, stacking it up nice and tall, sitting up nice and proud. Those knees are just melting towards the floor, but you don't have to put any pressure on them here. The eyes have come to a close and you're trying to focus that internal gaze to the space beyond your nose. Relaxing through the face. Lips are together, but teeth are slightly apart. Just taking a few moments to draw your attention to whatever room you found yourself in, to whatever mat you're practicing on. Just noticing the sensations of the body and the breath. Maybe you've been waiting all day to practice. You've been really energized and you need to move around and get out some of that pent-up energy. Or maybe you've been on the couch or at the desk working, slaving away as we do. And maybe you just really need to wake up your body for a few minutes here this evening and really get it going. Or whatever sort of energy you're bringing with you, just take notice of it here. Take note of where you're starting so that you can really value where you finish. Deep breaths in and out through the nose, beginning to find that yoga breath. Those inhales fill the lungs all the way to the very top till you don't think you can take in any more air. And then the exhales come out the nose, slowly rinsing you out, hollowing those lungs to the bottom. Deep breaths in Deep breaths out. We call it that Ujjayi breath. It's an oceanic wave-like breath, moving in and out of the body just like a wave does from the shore. Maybe even bringing that audible sound in it by drawing that breath across the back of your throat. It might be a little harder than normal to maintain this breath. We're all practicing at home. Most of us are solo, and it's a little different when you don't have that studio of students around you enhancing that breath. So I really encourage you to hone it here for a few moments and try to carry it with you throughout your practice. As long as you're practicing this breath, you're practicing yoga. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a seat or child's pose or in some wild arm balance. Just continue to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Maybe taking 2 more on your own. I'll briefly describe a little exercise we're going to find together. It's a box breath. It's a breath exercise you can do anywhere, anytime. It's a really nice way to relax the body and focus your attention. It's very simple. We'll be inhaling for 4 breaths, and then we'll pause and hold that inhale for 4 counts. 4 count inhale, 4 count hold, and then a 4 count exhale, and a 4 count hold at the bottom of the exhale, completing the box. We'll do 3 of those together, and then 1 alone in silence, and then we'll get moving here. So take 1 more deep breath in, and a full breath out. Next, inhale together for 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time together. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take 1 more of those on your own. Next breath in, maybe you open up the eyes, reach the arms up overhead, maybe take a little side stretch there. If you've got something underneath you, just take it out and set it aside, maybe keeping it handy for later in practice. We're just going to bring the soles of the feet together to stretch, or together to touch here for a moment. We'll find 1 little fold to wake up that low back, butterfly stretch. You can interlace the hands and then bring them to hook around the pinky toes. We'll take an inhale to look up, tilting the chin forward and opening the heart. As you exhale, the knees will melt towards the floor and you'll begin to hinge forward, trying not to round into the spine too much here. It's not about how far you can fold. You want to keep that chin lifted. Try to make that back nice and long while keeping it straight, really concentrating on the low back, gently pulling that belly button towards the front of your mat. Breath in, breath out. 1 more inhale and exhale. Slowly releasing, sitting back up And then making your way onto hands and knees, coming to a tabletop position. The knees will come right under the hips, wrists, or palms under the shoulders. For me, it's the fists. I've got some difficult with my wrist here. And then we'll take an inhale to drop the belly, tilt the chin forward, finding a cow pose. The tailbone tilts to the sky. As you exhale, we'll bow the head, tuck the tailbone forward, and round the spine into our cat. Flowing through those with the breath. Inhale, collarbones open wide. Maybe you look upward. And then exhale to bow and round the spine. Finding a few more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more together. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. From here, the knees will come together to touch. And on your next breath in, the right leg will lift to hip height, toes tucking towards the face. I'm going to scooch forward so I can straighten my leg. I'm going to cheat a little bit here just for the sake of space and stamp my foot actually on the wall. That's always the sensation that we're looking for. Toes tucking towards the face as if you were trying to stamp the foot on the wall behind you. How funny, I can actually do it for once. So those pinky toes are gently turning towards the mat to engage that inner thigh. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Now, if you'd like, if you've got the space, you can reach that left arm all the way forward to lengthen into the full spinal balance, or left fingertips can come forward on the mat, or they can stay where they are, hands parallel with one another. And you can take a breath in to lift the right foot, maybe pointing the toes and look up. Either way, we'll all exhale from straight or lifted and tap the right knee forward into a crunch. Breath in to unravel. Exhale to round and crunch. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Breath in. Breath out. If your left arm is forward, you're tapping elbow to knee. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Breath in. And a breath out. Take a final inhale, right leg kicks out behind you. And then exhale, bring that right knee down to the mat. Kick it out to the side as a kickstand. And inhale to peel the left side of the body open, pressing that right knee and shin into the mat here to lift out of that right hip and release it from those crunches. Left arm is up towards the sky. Left foot is pressing into the back of the mat here. If you'd like to find more, you can lift that left leg to hip height, or maybe float the left arm overhead. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. A little opening in that heart for another inhale and exhale. Breath in to lift that left arm back towards the sky, and then exhale to come back to that tabletop. We'll find a cat-cow to rinse. Breath in, breath out. Maybe one more. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to switch sides for you real quick. On the breath in, left leg lifts to hip height. Toes once again pointing towards the mat. Toes flexing towards the face. Just switching onto the other side for that spinal balance. You're welcome to take those right fingertips forward, or maybe reach the arm all the way towards the front of your mat. Or maybe that right hand stays parallel with the left. You can bend the knee, point the toes on an inhale. Maybe you lift the chin. Exhale, we'll all round into a crunch, knee towards the chest. Breath in to lift. Exhale to crunch. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Breath in just to kick that left leg just straight. Exhale to bring it down. Left foot out to the side for the kickstand this time. And then inhaling, that right side of the body peels open. Right hand reaches up. Right foot either presses into the back of the mat or lifts to hip height. Pressing out of that left knee to open through this left hip joint. Take an inhale and exhale. Maybe the arm floats. One more breath in and a breath out. Inhale, right arm lifts back to the sky, and exhale to come back to your tabletop. We'll take one breath in to roll the heart open, and then exhale to take the knees wide, bring the big toes together to touch, and let the hips sink back onto the heels for a child's pose. Those fingertips can crawl all the way forward, arms will relax, and the forehead can come to the mat. Take 2 or 3 breaths here, maybe rolling the forehead slowly side to side on the mat. Now I'm going to sit up just for the sake of speaking, but take a few moments. Hips are sinking. You gently feel them opening, warming up. This is your place of rest should you ever need it, whether during this practice or really any time at all. This pose is always here for you. It's a great way to ground yourself. Gonna be really nice, done over a fluffy pillow. Feels very good. Take another inhale and exhale. Next breath in, fingertips walk back towards the knees, coming back to tabletop. Knees and wrists come parallel with one another. You'll tuck the toes and take a breath in, and then as you exhale, press the hips back, heels towards the mat to your downward facing dog. Take a few moments to feel this out. First one of the day, maybe first one of the week. Just see where you are. You can pedal those heels out nice and slow, or maybe wag the hips side to side. Eventually, the feet will settle about 6 inches apart from one another. You want to be able to just kiss the arch of one foot with the heel of the next, and then heels settle towards the mat, but you can have a bend in those knees. It might help you tilt the tailbone a little higher towards the sky and press your chest towards the thighs. Deep inhale, strong exhale. 2 more here, building that breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one, inhaling and exhale. This breath in, rise to the toes, bend the knees. And as you breathe out, make your way to a fold at the top of the mat. Big toes are touching, heels are slightly apart. Just let everything go here for a moment, bending those knees as much as you'd like. Take one breath in and a breath out. This inhale takes you to your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins just below the knees. The shoulder blades roll towards the tailbone. So those collarbones are nice and wide. You've got a flat back. Take another breath in and then exhale back to your fold. Rooting into the feet, we'll inhale to the top. Palms will come to touch overhead, or you'll reach just high through the fingers. And then exhale, hands through heart center, opening by your sides in your Tadasana pose. Palms open towards the front of the mat, shoulder blades roll down, but you're settling into the feet and engaging the length of your legs here, gently tucking that tailbone forward so your spine is as straight as possible. Take one breath in, maybe close the eyes, and breathe out. Feel your own strength on your own 2 feet. Take another inhale and exhale. We'll flow our sun A's with these Tadasanas this evening. Take a breath in to reach the arms to the sky, and then exhale to fold through the heart, or maybe spread the palms into a swan dive. Breath in, halfway lift. Exhaling, palms will plant. We'll step back to a high push-up. Knees can come down to the mat at any time, but maybe take a moment with me and just set up this plank, building a little heat in the body. The big toes are touching. Heels reach back as the crown stretches forward, and then you're pressing firmly through those palms to hollow through the armpits and fill the space across the shoulder blades. Take an inhale here and a full exhale. One more, maybe breathing in and breathing out. This inhale, the knees will drop, toes will lift, and then we'll exhale to lower it all to the belly. Palms come to the small of the waist, elbows pinch towards one another, and we'll take a breath in to lift the heart, just a few inches into a baby cobra. And then exhale slowly down. This time come up halfway, firm in the palms, keep a little bend in the elbows. Exhale slowly to the mat. Finally coming up all the way, breathe in slowly to your long arms, pressing into the tops of the feet. And then exhale over the knees, tuck the toes, and lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. We'll flow those sun A's together. Inhale to rise. Exhale to come to that fold at the top of the mat. Breath into your halfway lift. Exhale to your fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Palms may be touching overhead. Exhaling through the heart, opening by the side in that Tadasana. Breath in to reach back to the sky. And exhale to fold or dive through center. Breath in, halfway lift. And then exhaling, you can find a high to low push-up, stepping back and dropping into a half push-up, or you can drop the knees. Either way, you'll inhale to roll the heart open. If the knees are lifted, you're finding your upward dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath in and one breath out. Inhale to rise. Exhale to come to the top. Breath into that flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift up, reach high. Exhaling through the heart into your mountain pose. Feel your strength. Big breath in to lift back up. And exhale to fold or swan dive. Inhaling halfway, belly pulls up. Exhale, high to low push up, or maybe the knees drop and the toes lift. Breathing in, up dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Just 2 more times through. Take a breath in and a breath out. This inhale, we rise and bend. Exhale to come to the top of the mat. Inhaling to fold. Exhale, inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. You probably know what you're doing at home. Breathe in to reach up. Exhale through your heart into your mountain pose. Inhale to lift back up. And exhale to swan dive or fold. Deep breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, your chaturanga, any version you'd like to find this evening. Breathing in, heart lifts, up dog or cobra. And exhaling, downward facing dog. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Last time through. Inhale to the toes. Exhale to the top. Breath in, halfway. Exhale, fold. Deep inhale to come on up. Really reach for it. Maybe add a little back bend. And then exhaling through the heart. Opening by the sides. Mountain pose. Deep breath in. Lifting back up. Exhale to come all the way down through your fold. Breath in, flat back. Exhale, that high to low push-up. Any way you'd like to find your way through. Breathing in, cobra or up dog. And exhaling, we'll all meet in our downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe shake out that head or pedal out the heels. Grab a drink of water, anything that you need. Taking another inhale if you're still in down dog. And a full exhale. This breath in will rise to the toes, bend the knees. Exhale once again to come to the top of the mat. Take a breath in to find your halfway lift. And then as you exhale, the hips are going to sink towards the heels and the arms will lift up to our Utkatasana or a chair pose. Hands can always come to heart center here for a little less. But once again, big toes are touching, the heels are slightly apart. And then this time you're squeezing the length of your legs together and sinking that weight back towards your heels, maybe so much so that you're actually lifting the toes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Heart is open for another inhale and exhale. This breath in, we're going to take an inhale to stand tall. And then exhale to fold all the way to the toes through center. Breathing in, left foot lifts to our standing split. So it's much like that spinal balance we started with, only now we're on the right foot rather than the knee. And you can begin to bow your head towards the right shin and lift the left toes. If you'd like to play with balance, you'll bring one or maybe both hands to the ankle. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more here. Inhale and exhale. Last breath in to lift the left toes just an inch higher. And then as you exhale, you'll plant the left foot at the back of the mat and then drop that left knee down. Maybe step the right foot forward just a few inches so that right ankle is not behind the right knee. And then on an inhale, take the arms up to the sky. Gently sink into that front hip if it feels good. Once again, making sure to walk that ankle out in front of the knee. And if you'd like, you can even look up at the hands. A nice crescent moon pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Another inhale. And then if you'd like, you bring the fists to the low back, finding a little camel through the heart here, making a nice firm fist at the low back. Elbows come towards one another. And then take a breath in. Press the fists into the back. Roll the heart open. Left foot can either be flat or tucked. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Full breath in to come back to straight and lift the arms up. As you exhale, the hands will come to frame the front foot. You're going to tuck the back toes and just step foot to foot at a fold at the top of the mat. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Maybe one more here. Inhale and exhale. This time, weight comes into the left foot. Take an inhale to lift that right leg to your standing split. Head will bow towards the shin. Right toes will lift. And then the closer the hands get to the left toes, the more you're challenging that balance. So maybe bring one or both hands to the ankle, or just find fingertips for an inhale and exhale. One more breath in to lift the right toes. And then as you exhale, the ball of the right foot comes to the back of the mat. You might walk that left foot forward slightly. And then when you're ready, find an inhale to lift the arms overhead. Take an exhale to settle into that front hip. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale to lift up, and then exhaling, maybe those fists come to the low back. Once again, you can tuck or flatten that back foot, and you might even consider padding that right knee with something. I won't lie, I wish I had done so. But if you got something handy, feel free to do that while you're comfortable at home. Fists come to the low back, elbows pinch towards one another. We'll inhale, heart open. Exhale into that stretch. One more breath in. And a deep breath out. Breathing in, slowly come back to straight spine. Lift the arms up. And then exhale, fingertips frame that front foot. And you'll step right foot to meet the left at the top in a fold. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This inhale, find a halfway lift. And then exhale through a chaturanga. Maybe the knees come down, or maybe you find that low push-up. Inhaling, heart open. And then exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, and a deep breath out. Flowing through that together. Inhale to rise to the toes. Exhale to bend and come to the top. Breathe into your flat back halfway lift. And then exhale to sink the hips to the heels. Utkatasana, chair pose. Deep breath in. Exhale to fold through the heart. Inhaling, lift that left leg to your standing split. And then exhale to fold. Take a breath in, lift the toes a little higher. Exhaling, left foot comes to the back of the mat. Left knee comes down. Breath in, arms lift to the sky. Exhale, they'll come to frame the foot. We'll step to our fold. Breathing in, right leg lifts, standing split. Exhale, head towards the shin. One more breath in, lifting the toes. Exhale to step the foot back, drop the knee. Take a deep breath in to lift the arms up. And then exhale, fingertips down, step foot to foot at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale through your high to low push-up, any way you'd like to cycle through. Breathing in and breathing out, downward facing dog. Take an inhale to fill the lungs and exhale to rinse them out. 2 more, breathing in and breathe out. Last one, inhale and exhale. This breath in, that right leg is going to lift to our first 3-legged dog. You have a couple options here. I'm pretty confined in my space, so I'm choosing to bend my knee and either peel my hip open or to keep my knee lifted as if I'm trying to stamp my foot on the ceiling this time. But if you have the space, feel free to straighten that right leg as well. Wherever you are, keep the chest pressing back towards the left thigh. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, square off that right foot, step it through to replace your right hand. Maybe widen the stance slightly here, but you're going to stay on the ball of the left foot. And on the breath in, you'll lift to a crescent lunge. That's a nice high lunge, much like that crescent moon, but now this knee is lifted. It's welcome to come to the mat at any time, but all 10 toes are pointing forward so the hips are squared off. And we'll take a breath in to lift the arms. Deep breath out. Tailbone gently tucks underneath you for support. Another inhale and exhale. This breath in, palms will touch. As we exhale, left arm will reach forward, right arm will reach back. You're welcome to turn your gaze towards that right hand, but for the sake of projection, I'm going to look at the left. This is a T-twist. We're spreading those arms nice and wide, fingertips as well, really as if you're having a tug of war by yourself. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more here before we find some relief. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to do this wild little transition. It's very simple. We're going to inhale and twist it all around to the left edge of our mats and fold it down into a wide leg fold. So essentially, we were looking at the right edge of your mat, and now you've flipped all the way around and you're at the long edge. Toes can turn slightly in, heels slightly out, and then you fold the head all the way down to your own level of comfort. You might hook the peace fingers around the big toes, or begin to walk the hands through your legs to the other edge of the mat. Just taking a few breaths here in this fold. I'm going to stay here on long arms and a nice flat back so I can continue to speak. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Maybe a little deeper, 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one, breathing in and breathing out. This inhale, walk your arms back out to long arms so you're in a halfway lift. And then from here, it's quite simple. The right toes are going to turn to face the front of your mat so that the heel of the right foot aligns with the arch of the left. That right hand might come inside this right shin. And then on the inhale, take this left arm and draw it up to the sky into your triangle pose. Triangle is there between the legs. You're stacking the shoulders and wrists in a straight line. And you can use this right hand as leverage on the shin to twist your heart open towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Another inhale and exhale. Slowly bring that left hand towards your left hip. And on the inhale, right arm will reverse up to the sky for reverse Trikonasana. Maybe this left hand comes around the back. No need to support. Take an inhale and exhale. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend deeply into the right knee and bring the arms parallel with the mat into your warrior two. Stretching nice and long through those arms. You can always bend at the elbows and turn the palms up to the sky if it's ever too much on the shoulders. And you're deep in that right knee now, working it open towards the outer edge of that right foot. And once again, making sure that the knee is not going beyond the ankle. Bring equal weight into the feet and take an inhale. And then let it go. One more here, breath in. Breath out. We'll flip the front palm. Take an inhale to reverse your warrior this time, so that knee stays bent as the right arm reaches up. And then as you exhale, bring that forearm down to the right thigh and take the left arm up to the sky. So it's a similar movement in the chest as that Trikonasana, only now you really do have a little leverage of that arm on the right thigh to twist that heart open. Deep breath in, full breath out. One more inhale and exhale. Breathe in, reverse right arm to the sky, and then exhale to cartwheel all the hands, both the hands, down to the front foot. From here, you can go straight to downward facing dog, like I'm gonna do, or you can cycle your way through that high to low push-up by stepping the right foot back to meet the left. I'm going to grab a quick drink while we all meet in our downward dogs. Once the hips are lifted, heels are sinking, take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more here, inhaling and exhale. This breath in, it's the left leg that lifts your three-legged dog. Remember, you've got plenty of options for variety here. You can be lifting that foot as if you're stamping it on the ceiling. Knee is bent, thigh is parallel with the floor. And you could start there and then peel that left hip open if you'd like. Continuing to square the chest towards the mat if you do so. And then you can even straighten that leg if you have the room. Someday, I'll be able to straighten my leg in Warrior 3. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale to lift wherever you are. And then exhale to square off that hip and step the left foot through to replace your left hand. Maybe widen that stance of the back foot, staying on the ball of it. And then inhale to come up to your crescent lunge. So you can always take a moment to set up those feet as necessary. But you want all 10 toes pointing towards the front of the room. There's a bend in that back knee, and you're gently tilting that tailbone towards the front of the room to sort of take a little curve out of the low back. Arms can lift when you're ready. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another inhale. And exhale. This breath in, palms will touch. Exhaling, the left arm will draw back. Right arm will reach forward into that T twist. Maybe that gaze turns to the left hand. Maybe you look towards the left edge of your mat or whatever edge you are on at this point. And you're just spreading nice and wide through those arms, strong in the legs. Inhale. Exhale. One more here to breathe in. And breathe out. That big transition. Inhale to lift up, spin around to the long edge, and fold into a nice wide leg fold. So I think if I'm correct, you are now folded towards the right edge of your mat. And for the sake of me, I had to come back to the same edge. So wherever you are, fold once again, that deep wide leg fold. And you have those variations with the peace fingers to gently draw yourself a little deeper. Maybe walk the hands back. If you've been maintaining your inversion practice while at home, now is a time to find one if you'd like to transition into that. But just taking a few breaths, maybe assessing already any differences between this side and the last for an inhale and exhale. One more breath in and a deep breath out. This inhale, walk yourself back up to long arms. Now, the left toes will turn towards the short end of your mat so that the left heel aligns with the arch of the right foot. The back of the left hand presses for me inside my left shin. And then on the inhale, literally peel that right arm up to the sky, just like you're a flower blooming in spring, petals opening nice and wide, stacking the shoulders and the wrists. And you can imagine the crown of your head is gently, just gently, ever so gently, stretching towards the far corner of your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more here. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to reverse our triangle. Right hand comes low. We inhale the left arm high. Feeling that nice stretch through the left side body. Maybe this right hand comes around the low back. We'll take a breath in and a breath out. One more. Inhale. Exhale to bend into that left knee. Lift the arms to parallel, nice and long. Feel free to lengthen that stance. Sometimes that triangle is a little shorter than the warrior. You're bending into that knee, chest and heart are opening towards the long edge of your mat, but then the gaze is towards the short end. For me, it's looking out at a very stormy sky. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Equal weight in the feet, another inhale and exhale. Flip that front palm. Breathe into reversing bent in the front knee. And then exhaling that forearm down to the thigh. Right arm lifts and peels open once again. So it's a similar stretch through the upper body, but a very different sensation in the legs. You can make it as much as you need to in the hips by maybe bringing that left hand down a little deeper towards the mat. Maybe you can tuck a block there under the left fingertips. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Inhale to reverse. Once again, lifting the left arm up. And then exhale to cartwheel it through. Find a high to low push-up or make your way through to your downward dog any way you'd like. I'm going to take advantage of that time to turn around. I'll meet you with hips lifted, heels sinking, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more here. Inhale and exhale. We're going to flow through that together one final time. So inhale to lift the right leg to your three-legged dog. Exhale to step that right foot through to replace your right hand. Crescent feet. Inhale to lift up, palms maybe touching overhead. As you exhale, that right arm draws back, left arm reaches forward for your T-twist. Breathe in to come all the way back around to your warrior two, coming straight into that heel to arch alignment of the feet. We're not going to find that fold. Take a breath in to reverse, right arm to the sky, and then exhale to come into that side angle, forearm to the thigh. Breath in to reach up through that left arm. Breath out, side angle. So now you've got two options. Either way, this right hand is going to come down towards the mat in front of the right toes. You can come straight into your standing split, bringing this left hand down and folding head towards the shin. Or if you'd like to find a half moon, right fingertips come in front of the right toes, maybe adding a book or a block underneath the fingertips for more reach. And then you'll lift that left foot, peeling the left side of the body open, just like we did in those modified side planks in the beginning of practice. Maybe turning the head towards the sky. Edge of the foot is parallel with the floor. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more inhale wherever you are. And then exhale to all meet in our standing split. Take a full breath in to lift the left toes. And exhale, left foot meets the right in our fold at the top of the mat. Take a breath into your halfway lift. Exhale through a high to low push-up, or maybe go straight for downward dog. Breathing in up dog or cobra. And exhaling, hips high, down dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts to our three-legged dog. Exhale to step it through right away to your crescent lunge. Take a breath in to lift the arms, palms come to touch. And then exhaling, the left arm draws back. Right arm reaches forward for the T-twist. Take a breath in to come up and open into your warrior two. Coming straight into it, setting up the feet. Inhale to reverse, left arm to the sky. Exhaling, left forearm comes to the thigh, side angle pose. Taking 2 breaths here, maybe that right hand maybe comes to the back left pocket. If you want a little deeper stretch in the shoulder. 1 more breath in and breath out. And then making your choice for standing split or that half moon pose. Left toes come down, left fingertips in front of the toes. I'm trying to make some room here on my mat. And then, as you're ready, right foot will lift, much like that modified side plank. Body is opening towards the side. Right toes are flexing towards the face, but they're opening towards the side of the mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. 1 more inhale, and then exhale, closing it off to that split if you're not already there. A final breath in to lift that right set of foot toes. And then exhale, foot to foot in your fold. This time, take advantage of the fold. Widen the feet to mat width or hip width. And then bend the knees deeply. Maybe find a ragdoll pose. Opposite hand, come to opposite elbow. You'll let the head go heavy between the arms. You could just let the arms rest on the mat, hands coming down, just letting the weight of the head and the shoulders naturally do the work. Take a few moments, maybe swiveling side to side or bending one knee and then the other. Now's a great time to grab a drink or get any props handy that you would like to have with you for the remainder of your practice. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more. Slowly releasing the hands, toe heeling the feet back together to touch. Take as slow as possible, about 2 or 3 breaths, to roll yourself up to standing. Keep the knees nice and soft as you do so. Begin to stack 1 vertebrae at a time until you come all the way up. And lift the head and roll the shoulders down the back in that mountain pose. Once again, feeling your own strength on your own 2 feet. I know we all have so much going on, so much that we're trying to do, so many people we're trying to care for. But before you worry about any of that, take a moment to thank yourself, show yourself a little gratitude and respect for sharing this practice with your body, for taking a little time for yourself, and knowing that you really can't do much for anyone if you're not looking out for you first. So don't be afraid to take that time. Take 1 more inhale and exhale. Breathe in to lift the arms up. Exhale to fold through center or swan dive. Inhale to your halfway lift, and then exhale through a chaturanga, making your way through to downward facing dog any way you would like. We'll all meet there. Heels are sinking. We'll take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale to lift the toes. Exhale to step the feet wide of the hands and come into a Buddha squat. I'm going to angle myself towards the camera here. In our Buddha squat, all the toes are spread wide, heels turning in. And for me, I like to tuck the elbows into the knees and then use the hands pressing into one another to work my knees apart. But while you're here, focus on pressing the weight into the outer edges of the feet to lift slightly out of the hips. That will keep them from collapsing and pinching in on one another. Take a deep breath in, a full breath out. Maybe one more inhale and exhale, just sinking to the bum, rolling onto the back and bringing the knees into the chest. You can feel free to give them a squeeze and roll side to side to massage out that low back. From here, take that right knee and cross it over the left, stacking right directly on top of the left. And we're gonna find a reclining cow face pose. Of course, if you have another hip opener that you'd prefer to practice, please feel free to do so. But this is a nice reclining stretch. It's pretty intense on the hips, so a little bit goes a long way. Just be sure to back off if you're ever feeling too much stress. So the legs are crossed. Now the left hand will come to the outer edge of the right foot. And if you take the right hand to the outer edge of the left foot, you'll almost immediately notice some sensation and perhaps also a sheepdog suddenly on screen. But if you gently pull the feet apart, you should feel a nice stretch through the edge of that right hip. And if, of course, it's too much, all you have to do is release the feet and release the tension. Just take a few moments here, feeling it out. If you notice that the shoulders or the head are lifting up from the mat, take a pillow under the head for support. Taking 3 or 4 breaths here. You can imagine every inhale and exhale opening up that hip a little further. Take one more breath in and a full breath out. And you can gently release the feet. Take that left foot and cross, well, take a moment actually to pedal them out. Just release them here. Maybe roll the ankles for a second. And then we're just gonna switch the other side. So now that left knee crosses directly over the right. Really stacking the knees here will help keep the legs and the knee joints supported. And then for me, you're just taking the hands to the opposite edge of the feet. It's really the same for all of us, I suppose. Maybe adding that pillow under the head, laying back on the mat, trying to keep as much of the spine here on the floor as you can. Just 3 or 4 deep breaths, opening up through that hip. Take one more breath in and a full breath out. Slowly releasing the ankles, pedaling out the legs. From here, maybe give the knees a squeeze if that feels good. And then you can cactus the arms, bending at the elbows, turning the palms up to the sky, or you can take the arms out to a T, whichever way you have more room for. Sorry, my party has been crashed here by my puppy, Olaf. But cactusing the arms or taking them to a T, we'll take a breath in at center. And as you exhale, let the knees fall over to the right side, rolling onto that hip into a twist. The gaze will turn towards your left arm, and the shoulder blades will stay evenly on the mat here, so that you're really getting a twist through the full length of the spine. I'm going to keep as much of support under those shoulders as possible. And if this is a little too much, you can always bring a block or a pillow between the knees. Just taking 2 more breaths in this twist. On your next inhale, the knees will come back through center. And then as you exhale, they'll come over to the left side, and the gaze will turn towards the right arm. Those eyes can be closed. If you'd like a little bit more for the stretch, a hand comes on top of the right thigh. And again, a little less, just brings a block between the knees. 2 more deep inhales and exhales. in, knees will come back to center. The knees will bend towards the chest. This time, right hand comes to right foot, left hand comes to left. Setting up for our dead bug. We'll stack the ankles just over the knees. You can use the elbows to widen the knees apart, and then gently pulling down on the feet will begin to pin your back to the mat. Really focus on that sensation and try to bring as much of the spine to the mat as possible. Really focusing on the lower back and the tailbone. It's a nice low back stretch. Been focusing on those stretches this evening. I don't know about you, but I've been really sitting a lot lately, or either that or standing for extended periods of time. And it just seems that we could all do with a little low back stretch these days. So take a deep breath in here at center and a full breath out. And then if you'd like, if you've got room, you can begin to roll side to side into your happy baby pose. From here, release the feet, take them to the sky, continue that inverted sensation. You've got two options here. You can take whatever prop you have handy and tuck it under the hips here, just bringing it into supported shoulder stand. It's a nice low back stretch. The hips have got support, and then the feet can stay lifted. You might splay them apart or roll the ankles. Or if you happen to have a wall nearby, like I do, you can just swivel in that direction. Bring the hip to the base of the wall, the hips to the base of the wall, and then just take the legs straight up the wall. This is a wonderful inversion. It gives you plenty of support. You can take those arms out wide or overhead, maybe one hand on the heart and one on the belly. The important thing is just to find something that's comfortable for you. Keep those legs lifted and get all of the benefits of an inversion. Reverses the flow of blood. It gives the heart a nice rest. It has tons of detoxifying and anti-aging benefits. And if you're gonna really ever do just one yoga pose a day, this is really the one. It's a sweet spot. Get those legs lifted. You can even put them up on a couch while you lay on the floor, just for a few minutes and a few breaths. So lying back, taking 4 or 5 breaths here. Then I will cue for Shavasana, and I encourage you all to take your Shavasana this evening. I know it might be tempting to cut your practice short and move on to whatever tasks awaits you. I know we all have a lot to do. But Shavasana is that final meditation. It's really what it's all about. You're welcome to find it with the legs right where they are or lower them at any time. And if you haven't already turned on some music, please find your favorite song or something that you find soothing. Turn it on for the next few minutes and just let yourself go. Let yourself soak up all this goodness you've done for your body and your heart this evening. So once again, those legs can stay where they are, or if you'd like to, you can bring them down to the mat, take them nice and wide, and find your final relaxation. Just about 1 more minute of meditation. If those legs are still lifted, you might begin to slowly lower them to the mat. Maybe making your way onto the right side and coming into the fetal position for a last few breaths in stillness. I have a brief reading for you this evening. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Some important things we can all remember. If you haven't already, you can slowly make your way to a seated position at the top of the mat, bringing the hands to heart center, keeping the eyes closed for a final moment of gratitude. I want to thank you all for sharing your practice with me tonight. We'll take an inhale to lift the thumbs to the third eye and open our hearts. And as we exhale, we'll bow and say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for practicing with me this evening. Thanks for not minding this little Olaf interruption here. I just, again, would like to mention, if you'd like to make a donation to Make-A-Wish on behalf of Practice With Me this evening, the website is greaterpaw.wish.org/move. It's also, we'll be sure to post it again on my Facebook if it's not already there. It is the link in my Instagram, which is just @merwolfe, MERWOLFE. And if you have any questions, you can always message me on Facebook. Thanks again for joining me and for practicing this evening. I hope you have a great night.